Our next guest says growing up, he spent his time reading and writing instead of doing homework. Well, that kind of is homework, right? Well, that led to an obsession with becoming a writer. He accomplished his goal with his first book, The Book of Bart. Ryan Hill joins me now. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you so much for having me.
So what's The Book of Bart all about?
Book of Bart is a fun story about a demon who's kind of on the outs with hell, and he's forced...
The outs with hell? I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. Okay.
We have to read the book to find out why.
Okay.
And he's forced to work with an angel in training to find this religious relic that gives whoever holds it omnipotence.
Ooh.
And so whoever holds it can pretty much remake time or do anything they want, and neither side wants a third party to get their hands on that, so they have to work together to find it.
Where'd you find the inspiration for the Book of Bart?
I actually started, I wrote Bart originally as a villain in a previous manuscript that was terrible, and so I threw it away and burned it. But I liked writing him so much, so I wanted to give him his own story. And so I kind of retooled it to make him, you know, not likable because he's a demon, but more kind of a scoundrel, because nobody's going to, the book is written from the point of view of Bart.
Okay.
And nobody's going to want to spend 270 pages inside the head of an evil demon. It's just, you know, they're going to get sick of it and they're going to say, this is stupid, and throw it away. And so I tried to make him more snarky, a bit sarcastic. And one of the things I did was, I was like, well, if I was a demon, like if I was having to do all of this stuff, I'd get bored after a month or so and I'd start making games out of it. And so he's much more of kind of a trickster than he is just like a completely evil being. So
he has some redeeming qualities.
He does. He does. Hopefully I get to write more of these books. I'm actually writing the second one now, and hopefully it'll turn into a long series. But yes, you know, he eventually is, you know, going to find his way to some sort of redemption. Not full redemption because he's just been evil for too long. But
Right. Who's the audience? It seems to me like an older teen.
It is. It's for older teens and then everybody above. You know, anybody who enjoys reading books, I would assume would enjoy reading mine. But yeah, it's aimed at older teens. The demon and the angel do have to go undercover as students into a high school. And so it's kind of set in that arena a little bit where the demon thinks, you know, high school full of monsters and other evil sorts that he'd fit right in, and actually he's quite the opposite. He has a very hard time in high school, and that's one of the themes that the book deals with.
Religious message at all?
No. I didn't want to potentially ruffle any feathers with that. It's just more I like writing supernatural stories. That's what I like to read. And that's naturally what I like to write. And so I was just more looking for just a fun story to write in that arena. I don't have there's no underlying message or agenda when it comes to religion. It's just a fun story, I think.
So this novel got published thanks to a Twitter contest, right?
Yes. It used to be that you'd have to write a query letter to an agent, and they'd have to agree to represent you, and then they would shop your book to one of the big publishers. But with the explosion of ebooks, you have all these different smaller publishers that are coming out, and Twitter has become a huge avenue for writers looking to get their work published. There are contests out there where agents look for potential clients. Sometimes publishers look for writers as well. And I actually entered Bart into a contest early last year, and it caught the eye of my publisher, Curiosity Quills, and they said, well, let's see the manuscript, and I sent it, and they loved it and signed it. And so they put that one out, and they've got another one of mine coming in October called Dead New World, which is about zombies.
We get a lot of inquiries from authors. I'm sure they would love to know your secret to success. So who should they follow? Should they follow you, or how do they find out about these contests?
Well, it's just you just have to find the right writers on Twitter. Sliding a couple of dollars under the table doesn't hurt either. But it's just really just networking on Twitter, going to writers' conferences and meeting people there. You know, it's really not what you know, it's who you know, and that's especially true in writing as well. I know John Green, who's kind of the rock star of young adult right now, and the movie The Fault in Our Stars that just came out was based on his book. He first got published because he was working at some agency in Chicago, and his boss knew someone at one of the bigger publishers and got his work in front of them.
Well, best to you. It's so nice to hear about the Book of Bart.
Thank you.
Thank you.